The youngest.
Fucking youngest.
The youngest. That's tough. That's tough. It's awkward.
I was one of the older kids in my class, but that's because I was supposed to be in Tyler's class.
Who the fuck asked you?
Fine, I ain't talking to you no more, goddamn.
Well,
talking
you
to
should,
Jake
at
and
least
Tyler.
you should at least introduce your friend, huh?
Are we live?
Have been for a while.
Oh, we have been?
Yeah.
Oh, right on. Everybody, we have my best friend for a while now. The only-
Thanks, guy. Jesus.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know you two fucks. Anyways,
Best friend.
He is. He's my best friend. I've
Let me
got
tell you
arrested
about
with
my
this guy. That means we're
best
best friends.
Yeah, we go way back.
This is Tyler Stell, everyone.
Hello, my name is Tyler Stell. So now you've got my voice. So when I say anything
Who are
clever,
you?
you know
Man.
who I am.
Have you ever applied for a job with NPR? You've got a great NPR voice.
No, but that would be cool.
This is Tyler Stell with National Public Radio.
This episode,
This evening we'll be talking about the ups and downs of the Trump presidency and the transition into the White House.
This episode is brought to you by the Wild Elephant Federation. If you like this show, please go ahead and donate because we live on your money, folks. So thank you, Wild
If you
Elephant
enjoy
Federation.
the quality products you hear from NPR, please donate at www.npr.com/donate.
And now, Radio Lab.
You guys do that too well.
I listen to a lot of Radio Lab.
Jesus, yeah. I don't think I've ever listened to Radio Lab.
Dude, that's the best
Sorry.
podcast.
It's seriously like
really good.
take away like all the entertaining podcasts that you hear, like like Rogan's Entertainment. It's somewhat educational sometimes. Like if you listen to the Graham Hancock one, that one's pretty informational. Like it'll blow your mind. But
Yeah.
most of it's just entertainment. Fighter and the Kid.
Well, I mean, the
entertainment.
one I'm listening to right now, Steven Kotler, the latest one. Dude, that motherfucker's got some knowledge. I feel like Joe Rogan is like half entertainment, half knowledge.
Radio Lab is like a complete like dropping knowledge, like just dropping hard knowledge on your
This
ass.
isn't a whole real conversation.
Through
It's
like
more
a-
or less knowledge.
through like a but they do it in such a good story sequence.
Isn't that like a Dan Carlin's podcast? What's that one called?
Man, it's hard to put those two in the same category. They have the same I guess
Intellectual base.
no, they have the same rhythm.
Yeah.
But he just talks. Like he talks, and Radio Lab's very edited down.
It's so edited. It's so great. They'll be interviewing, so about the story that I just heard you guys got arrested together. So they'd be interviewing you, Brad, and they'd be interviewing you, Tyler, and Brad would be like, so then it was 7 p.m. and then Tyler would come in and we were in the back seat of the car. Like they edited, they edit the interviews together where it's like
That's
so
weird.
edited together, and then you hear like real news footage of like stuff that's happened.
Dude,
like
it's
every
really
reason,
good. Like
Yeah.
you should
Oh,
start
shit.
listening to Radio Lab.
And just go ahead and pay
Alright.
the $2.99 to buy the app. You just do it. It's
no, it's
fine.
on iTunes for free now.
I don't
free
have
now? What the
I don't
fuck?
have
I bought the
iTunes.
app.
Is it on Stitcher?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's on
sure.
Stitcher. Or you can get the app. Just get the Radio Lab app.
I have
Do it.
Stitcher.
But it donates to NPR, so I was fine with paying the $2.99. Do you
Yeah, and
listen
you
to
get-
Radio Lab?
I have before. It's not a
Which
religious.
one?
Can't tell you. I have followed the NPR like whole umbrella of NPR.
Gotcha.
On, my podcast app, which is Podbean.
Have you listened to like what they call like the black box,
What?
where they go through like 3 black boxes?
No.
What?
Dude, they break down anesthesia. It is the best.
Is it that thing? The
yes.
top one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's seriously the best episode I've ever listened to. And dude, they break down how like back in the day, they used to call like where they would perform surgeries like theaters, right? And surgery was this horrendous, life-changing thing back in the 1900s. That was like, you broke your arm? That sucks.
Yeah, we're cutting that off.
Yeah, and surgery was very rudimentary. And think about it, no painkillers.
No.
Yeah.
You're not out,
I-
you're not nothing.
I watched a movie last night. It was called A Free State of Jones, and it was based during the Civil War. And they take you through the medic tent. And if you got shot in the arm or, say, the hand, your hand's gone. You got shot in the arm and they broke a bone, your arm's gone.
Yeah, no
There's
anesthetic.
no anesthetic. There's no antibiotic against infection. So you can't heal a bone. It's just going to get infected and get gangrene and rot off. So they just cut it off. And they show where they're taking the bandages off the dead wounded soldiers, and they're washing them in a big bucket that's just basically red from all of the wounds. And then they're just hanging them up to dry and using them on other people.
Yeah.
And that was 1865. I mean, by the
We've come a
1900s.
long way.
Wasn't much better in the
Yeah.
early 1900s.
Yeah, but continue.
And then, man, I forget the gas that he used, but this guy figured
Opium?
out that you could use this certain chemical and it would put people out. And, but they didn't know why. And, but dude, they go through the whole thing, like how he developed it, what he tested it on, and he did like this grand thing at like Yale or Harvard, like one of the big medical schools, and it was like they said it was crazy because it's the first time that one of those theaters was completely silent.
No shit.
They used to put the operating rooms, the theaters, on the very top floor of hospitals because
The sound wouldn't carry as far.
so the sound wouldn't carry, because the screaming and the the shrieking and just people yelling in agony. They didn't want the rest of the patients to hear it. Well, on the top floor, they performed a routine surgery. I forget what it was on someone, but they were out for the first time, and they said it was the first time that the theater was completely quiet, and it was just like an eerie silence.
Well, and all that screaming and all that just horrificness of not having anesthesia, like, leads to our cultural fear of, doctors and dentists and,
Right.
which we've come a long, long way. So,
Yeah.
one of my favorite little tidbits about anesthesia is you will not dream. It shuts you down completely. So, like,
Right.
it's a lot of times going unconscious, you can still have dreams or
Right.
whatnot.
Visions.
And in a coma, you can have like a dream. But
Yeah.
under anesthesia, you will not dream.
And they say they don't know, like they figured out that all they're doing is keeping, like, just from monitoring the brain, they can tell that there's still blips and your brain's trying to communicate, but nothing's receiving. So it's like they're pushing out the signals to move your hands, to feel, to do all these things, but your brain just doesn't receive it for whatever reason. That's why they call it the black box episode, because they go through like 3 totally different things that we just haven't, like we do anesthesia regularly every day. Hundreds of thousands of people are put under anesthesia. We still don't know why it works. But they go through these black boxes, and that's what they call a black box. It's like you do this and you get this outcome, but you have no idea what's going on.
There's no scientific fact there.
There's no, they don't know why. And then there's like completely separate subjects where there's black boxes.
Well, the same as like, why are we conscious right now? Why are we conscious and a deer's not?
No, I mean, they go into some deep shit, but it gets nuts. You have to listen to Radiolab is
Like,
what I'm
why
getting
does my
at.
shit come out brown? Why doesn't it look like the food I ate?
I remember the first episode I listened to was on the way back from Chicago. It was
real
about the.
deep.
Did I break your
Oh yeah.
cherry?
Oh yeah, like the what was it? The swallows in the Galapagos Islands.
Not
Like,
the swallows,
the
the deer that are on there.
whatever it was, they were like
The goats.
going extinct in front of these scientists' eyes, and the scientists were trying to do everything, but it's just like
you're talking about the bird episode.
yeah. Where
The finches. of
the
black-
finches. Thank you,
Yep.
finches. Yes, and where they're like evolving in front of these researchers' eyes to like, but they're going to go extinct. Like they're going the wrong way. Like I can't remember. It's like something about a parasite that comes into their nest, and like some eggs or some species of finch can survive it, but some finch, one of the other species just can't
Yeah,
win. Like
and
they're
they're,
just
like,
losing
watching-
to these parasites. Like they're just dying,
And
they
they're-
can't do anything about
They're
it.
watching like natural selection actually take place,
Oh.
and like watching a species go out, and there's nothing they can do.
So they're
about it.
evolving, but they're just not
Well-
strong enough to evolve fast
Well,
enough to beat it.
what different species of finches is evolving to be, well, not really evolving. They're just like genetically, they're just like able to survive these parasites, which is just what natural selection is. It's just
Which
genetic
is a
mutations.
micro Evolution.
And then their kids will be born with the resistance to this, but they're not reproducing fast enough, and they can't get them to reproduce in captivity.
Oh,
Yeah,
so they're
they're
just
fucked. They're fucked.
Damn, you all need to get fucking.
So it's just crazy because
That
we
is-
have the theories
yeah.
of natural selection. We have our thoughts about woolly mammoths and why they didn't survive, and all these other animals that have existed and now no longer exist.
Right.
But now they're watching it happen, and there's not a damn thing they can
What
do.
if you could go back and you could watch that with the Mayans? Be like, and
I
the
got a crazier one
Egyptians,
for you.
And be like, why are they gone? Where'd they go?
I got a crazier one for you.
What's a crazier one than that?
Go back to when, if you've listened to the Joe Rogan podcast where Randall Carlson and Graham Hancock are talking about the asteroidal impacts that they
I think
are
I listened to
hypothesizing
that one.
they're hypothesizing happened about 12,500 years ago. To be around when that happened, when a comet hit North America and almost instantly melted, like if take all of the rivers running in the world and put them together, that amount of water flow over the Northwest Pacific all in one, because an asteroid hit and melted the glaciers almost instantly, which caused a huge flood over the North American plains.
No, I'm pretty good in 2016.
Yeah.
I don't,
Yeah.
I don't need to say how
just
good I
be
can
above
swim.
it.
And that's when Noah built the ark, and he was fine.
Yes, Noah and about 37. I can't remember the book or the number because I've been reading Fingerprints of the Gods, and there's something like
I'm not doing these cameras at all.
there's like 100 something or
Yeah,
maybe
it's
even
just-
more different flood stories from ancient
What's
cultures.
Why am I not in the camera?
Oh boy, we should have checked this before we started recording.
There you go.
Oh,
Okay, there we go. I'm good.
Yeah, there's
Uh-oh.
flood
You don't
stories
need to see
everywhere.
me.
There's
Everybody
definitely
sees me.
floods.
Everybody sees me all the goddamn
Now
time.
we can see Tyler's face. Look at him.
Yeah.
Hey, there he
hello.
is.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Hurrah.
hello.
Here, how about we just get a nice close?
There it
There we
is.
go.
There
There it
we
is.
go. Get all up in there.
Nice to officially meet you.
Hey, that guy's not high, huh?
Right. But yeah, so my buddy Tyler, you weren't before, but now you are the head barista at Mavis Coffee in Alton. Is that correct?
That is correct. So as of today, I have been promoted to the lead barista position at Mavis Coffee in Alton, Illinois.
Where the fuck is that at?
It's across the river from St. Louis.
Yes,
Dude,
I understand where Alton
sir,
is.
Sir, I know where Alton is.
Sir, I know where Alton is.
Sir, I grew up in Alton. I'm just like I would like a street
do you-
address.
Oh,
Do you
street
know
address.
where the old tattoo shop was, For Life Tattoo, on
Yes.
Milton Road? Okay, you
Yes.
know how you're coming up and there's that old school on your right with the big gravel parking lot in front
Milton
of it?
Road School. Went to second grade there.
Okay.
Keep going.
Yeah, that's where the coffee shop is. It's in that school.
Yeah, Mavis is located in the Milton Schoolhouse.
It's in Milton Schoolhouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, can I just like weird out on you for a
Sure,
second?
please,
Okay.
please.
So I went to first and second grade there.
At Milton Schoolhouse.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
And dude, the other day I was having a conversation with one of my friends that I haven't talked to in a long time. And we were talking about how it would be cool to go back to all these places that, dude, I haven't been to inside the Milton Schoolhouse since second grade.
Nice.
So we were just talking about how, to go back to these places and just the nostalgia of it. Is it how you, like, how you, like, your memories sometimes are not accurate?
Right.
And you go back to a place and you're like, this isn't quite what I remembered. But, like, you feel nostalgia for it and
Yes,
you're like,
100%.
okay. But it's just like, just to get, can I come there?
Yeah, man.
Because that is the exact,
AJ, yes, you
Yeah.
can go get coffee
You can
there.
probably
Dude,
get
it's
coffee
just so-
there. Yeah,
it's
it's,
just
not
so
like
fucking
cordoned
crazy.
off.
No, it's crazy to
It's not a
me
quarantine zone.
that
It's
I
a coffee
just
shop.
talked to, like, I had no idea. Why
Yeah.
the fuck would they turn that big ass building into a...
So there two people, Joel and Meredith, they purchased Milton Schools about 7 years ago.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and they've been working on refinishing it and remodeling it and doing all kinds of stuff and turning it into a communal business where there's a bunch of different businesses all ran out of Milton School. So Mavis is one of several businesses that are to come in Milton School. We've had a dog groomer. There's 2 art photo studios. There's all kinds of businesses. There's a brewing company that brews out in our warehouse at the school. There's all kinds of stuff that's going on at Milton Schoolhouse.
Dude, this is blowing my mind.
Yeah.
Dude, in the actual coffee shop, they still have a chalkboard up.
Yeah, and we use the chalkboard. We try to use a lot of the original things that are there, but just refurbish and make better.
You
And-
guys should go in there because
Dude, I
went
go.
in there.
Dude,
the
I
other
have
day.
to go in
Yeah,
there because
man.
I'm talking about
I
the
called
coffee
that,
shop,
dude.
though.
I called that out specifically when I was having this conversation with my buddy. I was like, I want to go back to my 2nd grade school, but I don't think, dude. I thought they still did school there. Fuck, I don't know. So I was like, I'm not gonna be fucking 25 years old trying to go into a 2nd grade class. So I was like, pipe dream, but I can
Right.
go there now.
Yeah.
This is why this is
Well,
trippy for me.
Right. Well, some of the building is sectioned off because it had been closed for a long time, and some of it is dilapidated. Like the gym is inaccessible and it's unsafe to go into the gym. So some of some of it is closed off to the public. But
Can we sneak in there?
no, probably not.
But with your help, Mr. Lead Barista.
I could give some kind of a tour. It used to be on the haunted tours of Alton, the haunted Alton tours.
How did I miss all this?
Yeah, there's a bunch of
Yeah.
dead kids in there. Oh, I should not have said that. That was horrible.
No, like it's been a big thing. Milton Schoolhouse has been a thing for a long time. But yeah.
I remember when we had the tattoo shop there, they were still doing the haunted tours before Mavis was up and running.
Right. So now that we have more businesses and things going, they've stopped doing the tours per se for the haunted tours of Alton. They was just bringing
For sure, bad for business.
Yeah, it was bringing the wrong notes for business and different things, and so but now it's a thriving business, and we've been open for almost 2 years now, and I'm just super glad and proud to be a part of it. It's a really unique experience, and it's very community centered. We do a lot to try to help local artists and all kinds of things. For example, personally as an artist, we had a latte art competition last Thursday.
A what?
A latte art competition.
You know where they do like the
Yeah.
leaves and all the crazy designs and the
Yeah.
stuff on top.
Did you place?
I did. I came in 4th place. I was head to head for 3rd and overfilled my cup, which this was the first time I had ever participated in a actual barista competition of any means, and coming in 4th was pretty cool out of like 15 people. It was really
I like
awesome.
when people overfill my cup. Makes me
Yeah.
feel like I'm getting a little extra.
But we had a guest barista from Memphis, Tennessee come. We had several baristas from very prominent coffee shops in St. Louis, like Sump and Blueprint, come and compete. And
Dude, is this like a cult society that like I'm just not aware of?
coffee culture is a very big thing, man. And there's like 2nd wave and 3rd wave coffee culture, and there's all kinds.
Huh?
Yeah, my bad. My bad. There's a like 1st wave coffee culture, which is like your standard like corporate like Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts coffee, which is mostly just drip and that's it. And then there's like 2nd wave coffee, which is getting into specialty coffee, selecting origins of your coffee, being more specific about what you're choosing. So that would be like places like Sacred Grounds in Edwardsville, or there's a place called Cloud 9 in Fairview Heights, which is a coffee shop. Those are like 2nd wave places, which are not as high quality. Mavis is in between, like a 2nd and a 3rd wave coffee shop, because we do a lot of 3rd wave things. Like we have guest espresso, which is we talk to roasters and get specific coffee to brew just from, like, right now we have 2 different Peruvian blends of coffee explicitly used for our guest espresso. And so it's a big culture, and there's a lot involved with coffee, but
You're blowing my mind.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So if I came to the shop and I
Yeah.
ordered just a black coffee, would you like kick me out? Would you be pissed?
Of course not. Of course not.
And what black coffee? The one that's in the warmer.
How do you feel about a Keurig?
I mean, it's great.
I do
personal
French press
cup
my
of
coffee. I French press my
Yeah.
my cheapest brand at Walmart coffee.
Right.
I use
8
like
o'clock.
the Keurig with like Green Mountain coffee.
Sure,
I get the
yeah.
blueberry
That's
coffee and I drink it black as fuck.
Shout out to Monster Mean Bean.
Hey,
going the corporate
how many
way.
grams of sugar's in that?
Oh, hella. It's pretty much creamer, sugar,
them.
and about that much coffee.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's great. Like the Keurigs, and there's lots of different home brew methods you can do.
Jake's gonna find out.
But like coffee culture and going to a coffee shop is an experience. It can be like you can take your girlfriend on a date, or it can be just an experience.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to poke fun at this.
No,
I'm
please.
trying to like understand this,
Right.
because I feel like I've tapped into a vein of like a culture that I just was
No,
not
you've
aware of
you
at
never,
all.
You never done Blueprint?
No.
Oh, Blueprint's cool.
Dude, I'll
So,
tell
okay,
you what, dude. The coffee shop I've been in, and you go in, and it's a place. You ever walk into a place and you
fucking love
like
coffee.
look
No, but
around,
how
you look
what-
around, and you're like, damn, this is a place. Like this, like just the feel
Yeah,
of it.
I
just
do
the
that everywhere I go,
atmosphere.
though.
I
No,
mean, I
but-
love
but-
Sacred Grounds. Have you ever been to Cool
Jesus
Beans in
Christ.
Granite City?
I have not.
That place is fucking cool. In the back, they have like a little living room table with like some just like living room chairs, and they have 2 bookshelves where you can just take the books and just like bring them back
Jesus
when you're done
Christ.
with them.
Oh no shit.
And then
You
up
can
front,
take
they
them home.
Yeah, and then up front they have like 4 couches like in a circle with a table, and they have an iHome just sitting there that you can just like plug your iHome into and sit and drink your coffee.
Wait,
and
here's
read your
here's
books.
my question though.
Yeah.
So if you're like, hey, we're gonna have this competition, do you like call other third wave coffee shops and say, hey, do you want to participate in this?
No, it's a lot. We use social media a lot, and we for example, Lance Hedrick, the barista from Memphis, Tennessee.
I was gonna say you're for sure got to tell me who that is.
Yeah. He's the barista from Memphis, Tennessee that was featured at our Latte Art Throwdown last Thursday, and we contacted him via Instagram. And he's got a very large Instagram following, and he was gracious enough to just show up and compete in our competition. And
Now, do you have to pay him for this? Does he win anything? Like
Yeah,
money?
no.
Did he win?
He won. Lance Hedrick took first place with a $100 grand prize.
So he
$100.
Yeah.
was not making any money.
No.
I mean, I'd take $100.
I mean,
But
$100
I
is
mean,
a
he
hundred.
drove from Memphis,
No,
Tennessee.
no. We paid for him to come here and to stay here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he made- so he made
shit.
$100.
It's like a full.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, it was it's really an amazing thing, and being part of coffee culture, and like, because once you're like in the group, you have just so many more outlets and reaches
So
to
okay, so
Yeah.
let me compare this to like cult shit that like
Yeah.
I'm into.
Right.
Like bow hunting.
Right. So
Like,
bow hunting.
who the fuck is Cameron Haynes? Does anybody know who Cameron Haynes is?
No.
Most people don't.
Right.
I do.
But like he is
75% of this room does.
like, yeah. Well, this room
It's a poor
obviously.
pool. It's poor,
Right.
But
poor
if
sample size.
But if you ask 300 random people who he is, who?
Yeah.
Exactly. But and I feel like this is like the same thing.
It's very similar. Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing as asking me if I said, "Do you know who Rob Goodkind is?" You'd be like, "Fuck no."
No, he's a
Nope.
famous tattooer.
He's not even famous. That's the thing, though, and it's
Yeah,
kind of
he
like,
is.
I mean, it's in the sense
Well,
it's
I have-
famous to he's famous to my culture.
Hey, I for sure pulled that guess out of my ass just because you're a tattoo artist and I figured you'd follow him on Instagram.
Right? Well, here, for example, I went to Chicago a couple years back with an ex-girlfriend, and we went to a coffee shop, and I was super involved and interested in wanting to, talk to the barista and talk coffee and understand, their perspective on coffee. No, it's all good, man.
Yeah, pay attention,
So
assholes.
they have but they have
Closet over
like
here.
they have
Get your dip out your mouth.
so they have like even conventions for this stuff where
Oh,
people like converge and meet and
The Specialty Coffee Association of America.
Excuse me?
Yeah. It's a pretty big
This is
thing.
awesome.
Yeah, man.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I did not know this cult shit went that far. I love I
No,
love
for
cults.
sure.
I'm trying to start one. You want
Yeah.
to join? Can't leave.
Nah,
Sorry.
Maybe.
It's like MS-13. If you leave, we kill you.
Well, I mean, I kind of feel that way. Once a barista, always a barista.
Oh, I thought you were gonna like you wanted to join the gang.
No, but it's nationwide. It's like it's a huge thing. It's Starbucks has done a good thing in popularizing some coffee culture. So people are like, oh, I like this, but I kind of want to learn more about it.
But most people, when they like in your group of people,
right.
when you hear Starbucks, everybody's in the background going,
Yeah, no.
"Is it like that?"
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Because it's definitely like first wave.
And if I
so-
went there and I was like, yeah, I usually get it from a Keurig, they're gonna be like, what a fag.
No,
Well, it's
no.
like
There-
so.
There can be pretension in barista culture
For
too.
sure.
For sure.
Because
But-
I feel like
yeah.
that culture just breeds hipster.
sometimes, definitely, it is.
Sometimes,
yeah.
or like most of the time.
Oh, depending on what your level of humility. So yeah.
So like, I'm guessing the biggest hipsters are in like second wave coffee. They're like not fully committed,
Right.
but they're too good for Starbucks.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
And then
all
the
right.
people, and then like a lot of the third wave people like have a true like
Like they're in it
desire
for the
to-
craft of the
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So
Precisely.
now let me ask you this: is baristaing like what you want as your career, or is this just like a side hobby / passion?
This is a passion that I'm turning into a career until I can do other things. It's a wonderful avenue.
Well, what I'm
to-
getting at is like, could
Yeah.
you possibly be so like when I mentioned Cameron Haynes, right?
Right.
So like, this is what I'll try and like compare this to, like to be the best of the best
Right.
in your whatever the fuck it is you do, making leaves on coffee.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not trying to downplay
No,
that.
I understand.
It's like the fact that you can do that and actually like
Yeah.
this is what I'm trying to explore. So. Cameron Haynes is like a one of one.
Yeah.
He's like taking bow hunting
To the next level.
a serious level,
Mm-hmm.
and to where he trains all year for it. He's sponsored by all these people
Right. Mm-hmm.
that have recognized his hard work. Now, this just didn't happen overnight. He's doing this. He's grinding this out for years, working a full-time job, blah,
For
blah,
sure.
blah. Long story short, now he makes hundreds of thousands of dollars from like Under Armour ads,
Mm-hmm.
filming things on YouTube, his own YouTube channel, and just being like the best of like being the standard.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
And there are people that are subpar to him, but are almost just as good that do the same thing in the industry and they make a good living. Now, is that what you're trying to do, to be the best of the best? And is there an avenue for that to make hundreds of thousands, or just, not even hundreds of thousands, just a good living, right?
Yes. So, for example, our previous head barista, Matt Hebelwaith, he's now moving to Caldy Coffee in St. Louis and advancing in his coffee culture and coffee career, because Caldy Coffee very much focuses on third wave
The Highlander
culture.
grog, though.
And our first head barista at Mavis, Hannah, for the life of me, I cannot think of her last name at this moment. Hannah also went to Caldy's after she left Mavis. And so it's, there are
It's like the
steps
minor leagues.
a little bit, yeah. It's a great place to hone your craft and get into it and really understand and learn and grow. And the freedom that's allowed there to do that is, really cool, because places in like Chicago or New York City or San Francisco, Portland,
That's like the cream of the crop shit.
yes. And to get there and to, make it, you need the skills to progress, and you get it at these
So
little places.
now does this theory apply? Surround yourself with people that are better than you.
Yes, all the time.
So it even applies in coffee making.
Of course.
And so break down some of these skills for me, because to me, it's like if I learn how to use a French press and like I don't have any grounds in the coffee, I think I did a good fucking job,
I'm
right?
pretty happy.
And-
I'm pretty fucking
Yeah.
happy on a Tuesday morning when I
Yeah.
got grind-free coffee.
like, hey, we're good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I let the boiling water cool for 30 seconds before I poured it over slowly to soak the
or like
beans.
maybe
right?
at the crib I got an espresso machine or espresso, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sure you, but you got the little thing, you fucking tap it out, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, fuck yeah, this is great shit. I don't even have to go to Starbucks. I'm doing pretty good. How do you differentiate and hone skills from just like somebody that makes a good cup of coffee to the best in the world? Like, what is that gap? Explain
Okay.
that gap to me.
All right. So, a lot of places focus on just trying to serve people, and like Starbucks serve the masses. So
Right.
their baristas wouldn't weigh out exact measurements of how much grams is going into the portafilter versus how much.
Stop.
Okay. Yeah.
Portafilter.
Portafilter.
My bad. On an espresso machine, it's the place where you put the grinds to extract the coffee.
Gotcha. Go
Yeah.
on.
So, getting into second and third wave culture, away from first wave culture, is more focused on precision and cultivating specific taste notes out of beans from specific regions.
I'm about to start weighing my coffee grounds.
Yeah, you really should. So,
I just guess it.
For example, for a French press, at Mavis, we use our Mavis blend, which is a Sumatran and Guatemalan mix. And we weigh it out at 55 grams, and we use 500 grams of water for every French press we use.
God damn it,
And
that's
it's
coffee.
precision, and we are going for a very specific taste, and doing that time after time, is what you're looking for. But French press is one of the first wave methods, or into second wave methods of hand brew methods. So then you can jump further in hand brew methods and get something like a Chemex, which is another hand brew method where you pour hot water over the grinds and let the extraction drip, and you're using gravity and viscosity to do that. But then you can also have different measurements of coffee for different regions, and I mean, it can get very specific. And the more specific and the more precise you are, and the more you learn about it, the more culture changing you can be.
Okay, so, all right.
I heard that a pour over is the next step I'm going to take.
I'm just trying to span this gap from good to
AJ,
great.
I feel like you don't think this is like a real thing. Like
No,
this is like an alien
I just want to
deal.
talk about coffee.
No,
I fucking love
this is-
coffee.
This
You don't
is
so
understand.
good.
I've never had somebody in front of me. This is why I love this podcast, because I could sit down with people. Like we would never have this conversation in real
Right.
life. But I would glaze over in 2 seconds and go, "Yeah, that's great, man." No, but for real, but what separates? Okay, so there's tons of good people, right?
Yeah.
That can measure it out,
Yep.
get it precise, make a great cup of coffee, A+. But how do you become like the LeBron James
Okay.
of, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
because all of these third waves
It's
have employees that they've hired because they're competent people and they can make a great cup of coffee.
Right.
But what makes that person that can have 1 million followers on Instagram and just do the damn thing,
I got it.
and be the best of the best?
Right. So there's a World Barista Championship that happens annually, and a lot of the winners of the World Barista Championship are incredible innovators. They invent new ways to brew coffee. They invent new styles, new methods to do it. It's all based on innovation and doing something new and different that doesn't take away necessarily from the tradition or the culture of the coffee, but only adds to it. And doing it in such a specific fashion, like getting involved with the farmers who grow the coffee is a big step for World Barista Champions. Knowing exactly, having a relationship, knowing the whole relationship from the plant to the cup.
This is what you're talking about?
Yeah, right there, man.
So who's the top dog? Who's number one? Who's the
Who's the Conor
who's your-
McGregor of
yeah.
coffee?
and where does he work, or she? Where do they work?
They often are independent and then like go to other places. And
So they
help
like
train and-
moonlight at places?
They help train and help start new stuff and new shops and make their own brand. Like a lot of it has to do then stems into branding. Matt Perger won the World Barista competition a couple years ago, and he's been one of my inspirations. And he had
You could stream this live.
Of course you can. It's 2016, sir.
Yeah. You stream the fucking presidential election.
Okay,
live.
so
Of
if you
course
win
can
first
stream
place,
coffee.
you win first place at this joint. What does first place make?
a lot of money, but then it also
Like,
makes,
what's a lot of like $100,000 a lot of money, or like $1 million a lot of money?
I don't know exactly. I really don't.
I just googled it and I couldn't find it.
Right on. It's in there. But what you're more allowed and what is the larger winnings is the ability to spearhead the entire coffee culture. So it then kind of is up to you to go in the next direction of where coffee on the entire globe is going to go.
This is why I love the internet, because if it wasn't for the internet, none of this shit would exist.
Right?
Like this
connection.
would not be a cult culture
Well-
because the people would have not been able to communicate to come together to make this community.
Well, it's been a culture for a very long time. Coffee goes
Right, but
back-
very sporadic, right? Like just like Seattle's a big coffee town.
I'm saying back
Chicago,
to like
Portland.
I'm saying like back to ancient times in Turkey and
Oh, you're going deep, son.
yeah, deep.
All right.
Coffee has been embedded in human culture for a very long time.
Right, but
Yeah.
you know, the Mayans weren't walking around with a fucking apron on going, how would you like that? Decaf or an extra shot of espresso?
Right,
You know what I mean? But
Didn't
so
the
I,
Mayans put chilies in their coffee so it was like super hot?
I don't know.
I think I heard.
I just found out this was a thing.
All
Don't expect me to know
right.
history.
Please continue. That was just something I heard.
Right.
For sure would work. Don't know how it tastes, but it
Yeah.
would work.
Well, at Mavis, I often make a drink called the Honey Badger, where I put
It just doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It doesn't give a fuck. Because I put cayenne pepper in with the coffee grounds, and it is a spicy drink. And then I put honey and mocha in the bottom of the cup.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that.
It's
Yeah.
very delicious.
Yeah.
Do you work tomorrow?
Yeah, I open 6 a.m. I'm there till 2.
I'm going to come there after I'm done deer hunting.
I'm not gonna make it tomorrow, but I will be there.
Hey,
sometime.
I mean,
You
right
bet
on.
your
do you want to
ass.
meet there tomorrow?
Yeah.
Seriously, I'll bring Milo and we'll get coffee.
We can sit down and just like stick our pinkies out and be hipsters. Fuck.
All right, you don't be fucking gay, AJ. Just have a cup of coffee.
Hey now.
Yeah.
You just insulted every fancy man on the planet. They're not all gay.
All right, I don't look at the word gay as homosexual. I look at the word gay as somebody I don't
I wasn't
like.
defending the gays. I was defending people with. Disclaimer, people. Stick your dick where you want. I don't give a
I
fuck.
do that. I do that with wine. I stick my pinky out because
Well-
I just feel like I have to.
And sometimes
Beer, fuck
there
it.
is that pretension, and a lot of times it can be. And I know that that's a stigma in coffee culture. But
How do we break down this stigma?
but having that pretension to customers is a bad thing. Having that pretension towards yourself to push yourself further and better in coffee culture is almost.
I feel like
necessary.
pretension's a looking down thing, not a looking up thing, though, right?
That's exactly what it is.
So, how can you gain perspective from being pretentious?
Well, if you know that you're lower and you have a place to reach for and a goal and a striving.
So you're
thing.
talking pretension in the opposite direction. You inflict those things on yourself, going, "I'm
Yeah.
not as good as that guy,"
Precisely, and when then that bleeds over into a customer interaction, then that's not.
and you're like, "I'm better than you."
yeah, then that's not all right.
You want a vanilla latte? Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Actually, one of my
You want a
favorite drinks.
frappuccino? We don't have those here, motherfucker. Go to Starbucks.
One of my favorite drinks is a vanilla latte with an extra shot.
Get
Yes.
at me, dude. That's
Yeah.
all I order at fucking Starbucks.
Yeah.
You know. Wave one.
I mean, I just love the French vanilla cappuccino from QT. Get at me.
Yeah.
It just doesn't even work.
I like the Colombian blend from QT.
Right?
I drink that every morning when I go hunting. So
Everyone has to start somewhere. Like liking coffee in general is a good thing.
that's like Brad shooting a girl's bow, and I'm like, yeah, you got to start somewhere, man.
God damn it.
I love my French
I'm just
press,
trying to
though.
shame you into buying my bow so I can get a new one.
I gotta kill something first, dude.
No, you
Gotta
don't.
kill something.
So if you're gonna kill something, get a setup that you know will.
All right, I would have killed that deer if I wouldn't have been a fucking pussy and not shot the deer.
You might have 75 grain sighted in, but you got 100 grain
Yeah, you
fucking
got-
broadheads, and that worries me a lot.
Why do you think I ain't shooting nothing under 20 yards? Or
That
over
still
over
worries
20
me at
yards?
20.
No.
Hell, I'll be all right. I'll kill something. Don't you worry.
Good luck.
I'll make it
You
happen.
kill your dreams.
I probably will out of my fucking property
He's
since
gonna
there's no
stick,
goddamn
he's gonna
deer
stick
out
a
there.
deer in its fucking liver, and I'm gonna have to chase it. And then he's gonna go, all right, AJ, I'll buy your bow.
AJ, you will like that coffee shop. Isn't there a deer head on the wall?
There's a goat head on the wall.
I got
Yeah.
2 in the freezer that I won't sell you.
Nice. Well, and we also just opened a gift store called the Bergamot Gift Store, and it's a natural history gift shop that's just down the hallway from Mavis Coffee Shop. And they have like a moose head and an antelope, I believe.
Hell
And,
yeah.
Yeah, a couple different taxidermy things that we're purchase at various auctions and like local auctions and local things from around the community that then we're gonna feature and sell. So, yeah.
Dude, I tell you what. I mean, people say that there's a weird stereotype of people that hang out at coffee shops. But like I work next to
There is.
I mean, there is, and I know it all too well because I work next to a coffee shop, Sacred Grounds, there in Edwardsville. And I'll tell you what, I talked to a lot of weird motherfuckers that sat out front of that coffee shop, and there was regulars that just came in every single day.
Well, I feel like
and
it's
they were there
it's-
every day.
there's no bar to entry. You know what I mean? To like be
Yeah.
a part of that culture. So like if you're not not somebody that takes it seriously, right? But you could be like a buff that just knows everything and orders the right thing and just can't stand these people. They got a Starbucks, but they really haven't put any work in. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not good at it, but they just like they're a connoisseur of it, and they're just pretentious in that aspect, and they just don't put any fucking work in.
I'm pretentious in the fact that I don't want to go to Starbucks because I think that there's going to be a bunch of rich fucks there that think they're fancy by drinking Starbucks.
I have no issues with going through the
but
drive-thru.
I
They
like
give me the
going
biggest
to
water you could ever order, and it's free.
I like going to different coffee shops because I think
Their sweet
I think
tea's
there's,
off the
there's
chain.
something. All right, shut the fuck up. I think there's something neat about the atmosphere of a coffee shop when you walk into a place because it's like its own little living, breathing organism. I mean, Mavis is completely different than Sacred Grounds. And some of the things I love about Sacred Grounds is they take art from the SIUE students and they have a wall that's blank white and they put it in art every month of a different artist and they try to sell it in there. And that to me is not only driving the community, it's driving artistic culture, it's driving coffee culture because you want to come in and see the art while you enjoy a nice cup of coffee. I just love that atmosphere of it draws me in.
And that's a big reason why I am part of the coffee culture and why I'm part of Mavis specifically is because I'm given that freedom to help build an atmosphere that's welcoming and accepting and inviting. And that's that's what I'm really into.
You're down with the pretentious coffee assholes.
Yeah. To customers specifically, because I do think a small level of pretension can help drive you to be precise and
As long as you're using it in the right fashion.
yeah, of course, yeah. And something I just really enjoy is how specific any topic can get.
Yeah.
As humans, we can take any subject or any topic and craft it and build it like all the way to its end and then some.
See, and that's why I like dove into it.
Yeah.
That's why I asked you those questions of like,
Right.
what's the difference between good and great? Because I have no idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I bring it back to bow hunting because that's like my fucking wheelhouse.
No,
right?
I completely understand.
And I'm not a Cameron Haynes, but I get what you're saying is like you see those people and you try and drive yourself to be as good as them, right?
Right.
And you can apply that to anything. Like I don't give a shit if you like know everything about basket weaving.
Right.
Like if you have a cult culture around that, like I'm down to hear it. Like
Yeah.
what makes somebody great at that? And just breaking it down is cool to me. I love that.
Yeah. Well, to reopen a tab that got put up earlier, the story I was telling about me going to Chicago to...
Nice computer reference though.
Thanks, man. But I went to Chicago with an ex-girlfriend, and I went into a coffee shop and was talking coffee with the barista and different things, and my girlfriend did not care, and she thought Yeah, and my ex-girlfriend did not care.
Ex.
Thank you.
Was it your decision?
Mutual. Definitely mutual.
Mutual. All right.
Yeah.
We won't dive into personal. Go ahead.
Right on. And she thought we were both being incredibly pretentious, and we were literally just talking, and like she did wonderful, and it was I think it was Madcap Coffee maybe, and it's just a very well known coffee shop, and I was almost just I was very moved by her passion, and I was almost in tears, and she thought,
Hold on a second.
yeah.
I just gotta call you on some shit here.
Please.
Tears?
Yeah, I'm sensitive. I'm a sensitive guy.
But like, please explain to me a situation that would bring me to tears in
A coffee,
coffee
shop.
shop.
So it was the specific conversation between me and the other barista, and the points we were able to relate to, and I could just see her passion and
Oh,
her
wait a
drive.
minute. Hold on.
Think if you sat
No,
down and
I'm
talked to Cameron Haynes.
I'm misunderstanding this entire story.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about your girlfriend.
No.
So you're just connecting on a whole other level with this other chick with your girlfriend in the same vicinity as you.
Yep, but it was completely
wonder
about
she was
coffee.
pissed.
And she could give a fuck.
About coffee. She
About
doesn't
coffee.
She thinks you getting ready to fuck.
So she's looking at that going, she wants to fuck my man.
And it's definitely nothing like that.
And she was like, he might want to fuck her too. So you just had this whole dynamic on your hands. Go ahead.
But
I just need to clarify.
no. But
So you were moved to tears.
like later, as I was leaving, and like it wasn't.
Was
during
it
the
okay?
conversation.
So was it a tears like my girl? Like was it like all of this? Like my girl will never understand me on that level. This person just blew my mind on that level.
It's
and-
like, hey, I just talked to Cameron Haynes, and he said, you know what, AJ, you might be like me one day.
right? So is it
It's like that.
Similarly,
It's like that.
and
Okay.
then she just didn't give a fuck.
And that's when you're like, you got
you
time
gotta
to hit
go.
the bricks, huh?
Well, that was one contributing factor, because something that I was very passionate about.
she was not on board.
No, and she thought it was strictly pretension, like a lot of people do. But they don't give it a chance per se, or just have that attitude that
Gotcha.
it's only pretension. Yeah.
I kind of understand that because I can't talk about lifting weights around people. That's what I do for a living. Like that's what I
Yeah.
do for fun. Like I lift weights. But if I like try to have a conversation about lifting weights and the proper way you should do it, and
Yeah.
3-month long programs and stuff, it's like, oh, this guy's a fucking asshole. He works out in the gym all the time. Like he's just a meathead. Like
Right.
fuck that guy.
But if you find another meathead,
Yo, it's
and then you guys
fantastic.
can just,
Oh, my God. Oh, it's
that's
so
what
good.
was,
Just
yeah,
bro
It's so
out.
freeing. Yeah.
exactly. So
If I could talk about different powerlifting training methods with somebody, oh boy,
right,
we're
so
gonna
like
be friends.
yeah, so like it's that same principle.
I think I can
but
understand.
yeah, but
Well, and I
applied
guess
to
I
coffee.
guess it's so few and far between to find somebody to have a conversation with like that
Mm-hmm.
you're like, this is awesome.
yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
I get that.
right.
Well, it's someone that actually takes it seriously because, I mean, I remember over at Sacred, they would hire people and they would not know what the fuck they were doing. Like, they would get overwhelmed with the amount of people that would come in and then just be like, I would look at them and be like, what are you doing?
Well,
Like, I don't even know what any of this does, but it looks like you're fucking up.
well, maybe to incite a little bit of pretension, one of our baristas is going to be going to Sacred Grounds, and I really think that she will be able to assist them in a lot of different ways because she really knows her shit and will be able to help drive Sacred Grounds too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
I
I
think
didn't,
that'll be
yeah,
good.
I mean that place has like some good people that really care about it. Like
Mm-hmm.
I made friends with a husband and a wife that worked there. His name was Jeremy, and the dude was fucking killer, man. I mean, I'd come out back of the tattoo shop, he'd be smoking a pension on the stairs before he went back in. I'd be like, all right, I'll be in a second to make me a coffee. He's like, all right, I got you, bro. But he knew what he was doing. He cared about it. His wife cared about it. They actually went on. And they're trying to open up their own coffee shop as of right now. I think
Very nice.
they went and moved to St. Louis, and they're working there, and then they're going to try to open their own. But they were very involved in it, and they knew what they were doing. It was so funny when they would get new people because he would just like, he would kind of vent to me. He'd be like, man, these new people, they don't know what they're doing. He's like, if you ever have any problems, just come get me. Like, all right, I know.
So-
But he was like, he's kind of like you, like he's in the culture. He lives for the culture. Like that's him.
Yeah.
What country has the best coffee beans, or does it depend?
It depends on taste and preference.
Okay.
So like you can get a lot of different.
Okay, subjectively, not objectively.
For my
Yeah,
personal
yeah.
preference, I actually really like Kona coffee, which is the only U.S. produced coffee. It's grown and produced in Hawaii. And as lead barista, I would like to possibly get a guest espresso blend of Kona coffee soon.
When I was in Hawaii, I have to say it was hands down the best coffee I ever had.
Yeah, I love Kona coffee. It's really good. And
I went to some old fruit shack where they were like whipping up some coffee, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, it's
Yeah.
7 a.m. Of course."
Right? It's one of my favorites. I went to a very established coffee shop in Naples, Florida, called Badass Coffee Shop, and they strictly used Kona coffee, and they used a donkey as their emblem and
Badass.
Yeah, badass. Yeah. And it was because in Hawaii they often have to use donkeys to carry the bags of coffee and whatnot because of the terrain, and so.
Right.
But it was really one of the best coffee experiences I've had. It was a wonderful place, and I would like to try to implement some of those tastes and flavors from that region here. So yeah.
God damn. We just did an hour on coffee.
Oh, I have
sir.
another question.
Go ahead.
Do I have time for another question?
Go ahead.
Okay. What can I do to make my French press coffee at home better? Because I actually had I don't know if you like how you feel about bulletproof coffee, if it like ruins the coffee because you put too much shit in it. But I had I had a cup of bulletproof today, and I was like, damn, this is a good ass cup of coffee. And I was like upset when it's over.
Yeah.
But how can I make it better?
So buying the grinds and the beans you use, that's a great place to start. So freshness is another thing. So the fresher the better. So if you can buy whole beans and grind them right before
Check.
you're going to put it in.
Yep.
All right.
Got that part.
Right.
The quality of the beans might not be great.
Right, so that's another part. They're getting better quality beans, which you can get. We sell our Mavis blend at Mavis, and the 222 Artisan Bakery in Edwardsville houses Goshen Roaster, which is the roaster that provides us with all of our coffee. You can go there and get all kinds of different blends and different things. And I personally recommend you trying different blends and seeing which country or region that you like according to your taste buds, man. And that's what I try to do at Mavis, and like what a lot of baristas try to do. It's we want our customers and the people who come in to have our coffee to have a wonderful experience, and we want to do things according to you and your taste buds, and we should have a knowledge of coffee well enough to do that.
So what's the address of this place?
It's 1320 Milton Road.
All right, people. If you're listening to this, you can go to Alden, get some fucking coffee. This place sounds dope. I gotta go there.
AJ, are we going tomorrow morning?
We can. As long as I don't kill a deer. If I kill a deer, maybe not. Tony Day of shotgun season tomorrow. Gary.
Oh man. I really someday we got to figure it
Yeah.
out. I'll take my climber stand, which you know I love. I'll just go 10 feet above you and I'll run the camera.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just
Be
gonna
so
hang
fantastic.
I'm gonna hang dual camera stands next year.
Perfect. Can I do it though?
Yeah.
Can we sign this? Can we sign it? We can put it
we
in the
don't have to
contract.
sign it.
No, we do though. Someone else will
But you
offer.
got to be on my schedule because
My schedule's tough. I get it.
I can definitely come
'cause
Sundays.
I'm dude, because when I get after these deer, I'm after these deer. I didn't get it done on October 8th and November 8th or November 5th for no reason.
I just want to
Yeah,
be a
good
part of
point.
it, man. I can sit really still.
I can sit and shake.
I got a nice
right,
lower
guys.
body fat.
We will see you next week.
Thank you for having me
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Tyler.
Of course.
And
Chill the fuck out.